Hello, my name is Lisa Elvin Stoltare, and this is my channel, Have Roots Will Travel. I am a genealogist and a passionate traveler. Most of my videos will be about traveling or understanding various localities. But in this special series, I'm focusing on a part of Quebec Canadian history that is near and dear to my heart. The story of the Fille du Roi, or the King's Daughters. In this series, I'll be focusing on individual biographies so that we can get to know as many of these amazing women as we can. Please let me know in the comments below if there's one Fille du Roi in particular you are interested in, and I'll try to move her to the front of the line. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click on the notifications alert so you will know when I post new videos. All right then. Let's have a look at the next Fille du Roi. First, let's talk about Les Filles du Roi as a program. And as many of you who have been following the series may know, the first video that I did, I described in detail Les Filles du Roi and the program. In a future video, which is coming out in the next few weeks, I will be focusing exclusively on Les Filles du Roi and the program. To give you a little bit more context, if you will. For today, let's focus on the Fille du Roi that we will be featuring. Her name is Marie Bonheur, dite Bonneville. And yes, she is another one of my great-grandmothers. I think my 8th times great-grandmother. Now, her name means bonheur. It means happiness. But as we will see, this lady's life was really challenging. She was born about 1651 in the section of Brie-Chasteau, which is found in the arrondissement of Palaiseau, which is just outside of the Paris city limits. Her father was named Toussaint Bonheur de Bonneville, and her mother was Louise de Belleur. Now, you see below the Saint Didier Church, which is Bruyères-le-Châtel in Essonne, France, and this is the church that she would have been baptized in. It's always amazing to me when I see how old Europe really is, you know, and how long the buildings have withstood that test of time. Upon her father's death, she left for New France on the ship, the Saint Jean-Baptiste, and arrived in New France on June 30th. She was carrying goods valued at about 150 pounds and would also receive the 50 pounds from the king. There were 148 other king's daughters on that ship. The king's daughter, Marie Ursule Oculaire, which we discussed in episode 1, who is my 8 times great-grandmother as well, also was aboard that ship. Again, I just love the idea that they were connected on any level. Now, she had to choose a husband. Now, the first prospective groom, Pierre Neveu, she did sign a contract on the 5th of September, but that was quickly annulled. She finally settled on her choice, Paul Inard, dit Provencal. Paul was born in 1647 in Saint-Rémy de Provence, in France, the son of Bartholomew Inard and Françoise Rinaud. He's the first groom we're looking at who is part of that famous Carignan regiment. He was a soldier with the Maximi Company and arrived in Canada in September of 1665. And then they were married on September 27th, 1669 at Saint-Famille on the island of Orleans, otherwise known as Ile d'Orléans. Paul and Marie established their family at Saint-François, Ile d'Orléans. Their names are on that famous pioneer memorial found on Ile d'Orléans. Sometime around 1680, they relocated to Beauport, where some of their children were born and sadly passed away as well. Beauport was established in 1634, making it one of the oldest European founded communities in Canada. In 1634, Robert Gifford received the Seigneurie of Beauport, which actually means beautiful port, from the Compagnie des Cent Associés, which is the 100 Associate Company. In 1698, 444 French colonists settled just east of Rivière Beauport, attracted by the flour mill and agricultural land. And that is where Paul and Marie finished out their lives. As you can see from this chart, however, only one descendant of Paul and Marie's can be accounted for, and she happens to be my 7 times great-grandmother. She married Simon Arcan dit Bourdelais and had 7 children, all of whom made it to adulthood. But you can quickly see that Marie Madeleine, Catherine, there's an unknown, there's Paul, Jean-Robert, and Noël, that we cannot account. If we have their death certificate or their death record, we definitely can do it. But for Paul and Noël, nothing was found. I really wanted to talk about the fact that Marie Bonneville died on or after February 1687 in Beauport. She would have been only 36 years old. Her husband Paul followed her in 1690. He was just 43. New France was not always inhabited by Amazon who defied life and danger. Sometimes they were just mere mortals. Life would claim them early, but for their efforts, I myself would not be here. Their one surviving child continued their bloodlines. Sometimes that's one's entire life's work. It's possible, and I'm only surmising here, that the reason we do not know about the last 2 sons, that Paul would have been 9 years old when his mother passed away and 13 when his father died. Similarly, for Noël, he was 6 and 9 when he lost his parents. It's entirely possible they were adopted by other families and took their names. At least that's what I hope, as we do not find any mention of their deaths or marriages. Perhaps DNA at some point will solve something, and we can only hope. And so ends another mini biography of these amazing king's daughters. I'll see you soon with another biography. Until then, au revoir.